Hi guys, welcome back. We are here for the second set of the semifinals. Remember guys, this is not a be-all end-all. We do have a loser's bracket that goes on. So earlier we were able to watch Lojum versus Dogok. And Dogok, he went ahead to make it to the winner's bracket. Now that doesn't mean that Lojum is out. He's still able to fight for a spot next week, basically, and be able to be a part of the loser's bracket. So he's not completely out yet. We'll still be able to see these players once again. But now it is time for Transit versus ik4rus.
I'm so excited for this one. So this is not a team match anymore. So they don't really know what to expect from each other. Transit has been around for such a long time in the Korean HearthStone scene, but he's been away for the past year or so. And when ik4rus was really active in the professional HearthStone tournament scene, so I'm really excited to see what they're gonna play against each other. There are gonna be so many mind games going on because if you have watched the past games, that's what Transit loves doing.
Is it kind of like an old school versus new school kind of battle out here? Yeah, this is going to be really cool. We know that Transit is a deck builder. He really loves it. But it looks like we're going to go straight into it. I'll talk about Transit in just a second. But here is ik4rus from Team Overload.
Yeah, Overload was a pretty great team. They have won HearthStone Clan Championship as a team, and they have also took 4th place in the future seasons as well.
Yep, and here you can see that he has beat Tail 3-2 to make it to where he is today.
He beat everyone 3-2.
Yeah. Again, remember we were saying that he's the one who has made it to the semifinals in the most difficult fashion possible, going the full 5 sets every single game. And, we'll see if he's going to have to go the full long best of 7 this time around against Transit. Speaking of Transit, Kalbi Love Dog team, a tribute to Kranish, if you will. But yeah, this guy, like I was saying earlier, he's a deck builder. He enjoys building different kinds of decks and throwing people off guard. He's the one who, when everyone was playing Zulak, Shaman, Druid, came in with that Healadin, came in with that Rogue and the Freeze Mage. He just does all that stuff. So we'll have to take a look and see what he brings today.
Yeah, somehow it worked out for him all this time, but we'll have to see how it's going to work out against ik4rus, who has been undefeated in this tournament so far.
Yeah, but 3-2. I'm just saying
it did have some grueling battles.
Yeah, that's true. Well, like I said, maybe we'll go all the way to the best of 7. Who knows? But look at this. It looks like the community thinks that ik4rus is going to win 61%.
People like the new school kid, I guess.
The new school. Nobody has faith in the old school. As an old school esports person, that makes me sad.
I mean, Transit, you have to give the credit because Transit has been away for so long and he never really played in any of the qualifier stages for other major tournaments. So I think a lot of people who are new to HearthStone, they have never even heard of Transit.
Wow, because I know Transit has definitely been a part of HearthStone Masters early on, seasons 1, 2,
Yeah, that's
like that.
2 years ago.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. When you get to my age, these years, they just all blend into months. I didn't realize, but all right, guys, it looks like we're gonna go ahead into this first game. We're going to see the picks and bans.
So ik4rus got his warrior band. He has shaman, rogue, druid, and warlock. Transit got his shaman band with warrior, druid, warlock, and mage.
Ooh.
Mage. Are we going to see some freeze mage again?
I don't know. Why do you think he let his warrior go? Yeah.
I think ik4rus may have brought something other than Zulak. Maybe he brought something like Reno Lag or Control Lag, and that's why he left the warrior open, because they tend to do pretty well against the tempo mid-range warriors with so many AoE cards in their deck.
And I think it's really interesting that he just banned out his shaman.
Also, ik4rus brought rogue, so that's probably another big reason why he was forced to ban shaman. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. We just been seeing shaman all the time and all the warriors banned, and so this is a nice, refreshing change of pace, pretty much. Yeah.
Dugok did grab that one win with rogue against shaman, but that only happened because he got the Undercity Huckster value with the Bloodlust, and he got double saps against the Flame Wraith Faceless 2 turns in a row. So
Well, I have to say, Transit did win with his Rogue as well. Yesterday we saw that it is absolutely possible, and he was able to make a deck to be able to do that. So
was it against Shaman, though? That is a question. So I'm just trying to justify the reasons why ik4rus was kind of forced to ban Shaman over the Warrior.
That you may have a point there. You do have a point. All right, so going into this then, yeah, we'll have to check it out, guys. Game number 1. All right, guys, we're going to start here. Mage versus Shaman. Mage versus Shaman.
So ik4rus probably picked his Shaman thinking that a transit brought a freeze mage, but fortunately for him, this is actually going to be a Tempo Yaksura mage, which does a lot better against aggro Shaman. I'm not even sure if this is aggro Shaman just yet. We'll have to wait and see.
ik4rus' Shaman. We do have to wait and see. So, all right, we're going to keep the polymorph.
Thing from
and the
below
Sorcerer's
is
Pendant.
still a card that can be seen from both aggro and mid-range Shaman, so it's really hard to tell. So is Tusker Totemic and Doomhammer.
And Doomhammer.
Every single card.
Very common cards that we see in these Shaman decks every week. He decides not to go with the polymorph.
If he does keep the polymorph, then he is scared about Flame with Faceless and want to get value off of from that.
Oh.
It's not a bad call, really.
ik4rus is not keeping his entire hand. Let's see what he gets dealt.
Oh, now I wish that Transit kept
Yeah,
that
me
polymorph in
too.
his hand.
Oh, and he gets 2 of them. Oh, boy. All right.
Well, the good thing for Transit is that ik4rus cannot play Flame with Faceless at turn 4 and play another one at turn 5 because of the overload.
All right.
But
Arcane
no mana
Reflect.
worn from Transit just yet.
So does he coin and start with the Apprentice?
I guess so. I guess he wants to... But is it worth it? The coin is so important in this specific deck because Flamemaker represents 2 extra damage with the coin. I don't think it's really
Yeah.
worth it. He can just
No.
wait a turn
Oh.
and play Apprentice with the mirror image, but he decides to
Yeah,
have
he's
his
going to go
board.
for it.
Yeah.
He just wants to put something on his board. He goes for the Sorcerer's Apprentice and the mirror images. Okay.
The 3/2 is going to do a great job killing the totem that ik4rus summons every turn.
He just wanted to have that upper hand here, Transit.
Yeah, and he really wants to play the Arcane Intellect next turn. I guess this makes sense. Even against Totem Golem, I guess you could have gone for something like AI and Arcane Missiles.
All right, so he's going to test his luck. Oh, he gets an Elemental, and there we go.
Well, all Transit needs is a Flamemaker now, isn't it?
Yeah, Flamewaker is definitely in the roster to play. We'll just see when
If
the
ik4rus uses his Feral Spirits here, then he's not going to be able to use the Flame with Faceless next turn and just get behind on the board constantly. At least Transit doesn't have a minion to play, especially Flamemaker.
Yeah.
That would have been disastrous.
All right, so he's just going to freeze. Get rid of one of those and
One more shot. Transit might have to use another one because this didn't work out.
is it better to use
What if
another
you
one
save it
or should he
next
just
turn? For
go,
next turn, yeah.
or should he just go ahead and use the Sorcerer's Apprentice?
I don't think it's really worth it to trade at this point because maybe if the Apprentice survives, then you can do something like Water Elemental and Arcane Missiles next turn. But Transit does decide to use another Arcane Missiles, and
right.
that one last shot matters so much. And ik4rus still does not have any way to deal with the Sorcerer's Apprentice just yet.
I guess in hindsight, Transit did a good job of coining out into that. It's gotten a lot of value.
Yeah, only if he got the Call Sorcerer turn before.
Yeah.
Maybe he could have saved one of the Arcane Missiles, but at least got the Water Elemental out.
Sure he
and
did.
I guess this is a turn you have to play Teltrug and Flame with Faceless.
That's what I expect. Yep. And
Yeah, ik4rus is pretty desperate, and he needs to play these cards.
well, he's got more chances to draw 2 more cards.
Yeah, we have seen Polymorph from Transit in the starting hand, so he might try to dig for that. He could also play Azure Drake.
And he's got definitely options to be able to.
Yeah, I don't think you're really desperate to dig that Polymorph just yet because you have a double mirror image on the board to intake the 7 damage from Flame of Faceless.
Okay, so he's just gonna put the Drake on the board.
Yeah,
draw
I like
a
this
card.
so much better.
There's a Mana Worm. Okay. So ik4rus, yeah, these mirror images definitely doing well to hold down the fort. The
and
Faceless is not a threat.
I'm looking at the deck list from ik4rus, and he does not run any AoE cards. This is a more of a hybrid Aggro Shaman with double Flame of Faceless and double Doomhammer and double Thing from Below. But no Elemental Destruction, no Lightning Storm, so nothing
No
to
Lightning
get him
Storm.
back from this board. I mean, yes, ik4rus can play another Faceless, but Transit is not gonna be affected by that. He doesn't have to trade at this point. He just needs to continue going face.
Yeah, pretty much. These
And if he really wants to, he can even freeze a Faceless with his Water Elemental.
these mirror images really doing well protecting Transit right now.
And his minions.
And his minions, yeah. So he's going to go with another Faceless here. But like you said, not really that much of a threat because he still has the other mirror image.
Okay, that is 1 Fireball.
All right, we're going to go with a Mana Worm.
He
See what
has-
else we can
Transit
draw.
has
Ooh.
17 damage right now. And yeah, why not just go face and use everything?
Full face, 17 damage. That's not too bad.
Oh, he's trading. I mean, this is fine too. He has so many spell damage. And I guess he can set up for lethal next turn as well. With the Blood Mace Thalanos and Frostbolt.
This is probably just to guarantee.
Yeah,
that
and
he
even the
doesn't.
Call Sorcerer. I think it was better to just, I don't know, just go face with everything.
You know, at this point, though, I understand why he did that because now, I mean, he only has 1 taunt card, right? He didn't want to take anything to the face or
yeah, but
save all his
Transit
minions.
wasn't really playing around in cards like Elemental Destruction. We know that ik4rus doesn't have it, but it was a bit risky to use a Fireball.
Okay, well, I mean, at this point, I think ik4rus needs to do something so that his face gets a little bit protected.
Is there any way that ik4rus can stay alive? Because
I
he
don't-
can't even use his face here with the Rockfire weapon. He is
No,
frozen.
I mean, I would say Thing from Below and or the Feral Spirits to at least give a bit of a buffer. No, he's gonna go ahead and try to kill off.
So Trans has 5 damage at hand right now.
Lightning Bolt.
The Rockfire weapon doesn't do anything. Yeah, this is it.
I think this is it.
Yeah,
6.
this is lethal. This is definitely lethal.
That was
Very
pretty
quick
dominant. Yeah, very quick and very dominant by Transit there. Using his mage deck, a deck that we haven't seen quite often, but I guess I wouldn't have expected anything less from Mr. Transit after all.
Yeah, and obviously Transit was playing another mind game here. He was like, hey, I'm bringing mage, and I'm really known for my priest mage, but I know that ik4rus is going to play into Shaman against my mage deck,
Yeah.
so I'm actually going to twist a little bit and bring a tempo mage instead.
Yeah, that's obviously knowing your opponent, right? It's really just thinking ahead and trying to outplay them. Transit did a great job in that, and now mage checked off. he just go on to the next deck and see if he can win them all, basically.
Yeah, so far so good. And he got to learn a little bit about ik4rus' deck, so he feels pretty certain that ik4rus is not going to run any sort of AoE cards in his deck as well.
I think that's definitely going to be a factor when Transit decides to pick his next deck and what he's going to go into. I know he was feeling a little cheeky about his decks. I was talking to him earlier, and he was just like, heh heh, I've got some good decks, you know, and it was really cute. So, again, I'm super excited to see what else he's brought up. We're going to go into this next game now, and Warlock versus Druid. Everyone's got their game face on. And
so it's going to be a Cthulhu Druid versus Zulak.
Cthulhu Druid.
I mean, ik4rus has Wild Growth, he has Swipe, he has Disciple of Cthulhu. I think he has a dream hand as a Cthulhu Druid player against Zulak.
All right, let's see what... Ooh.
You might even argue for keeping the Swipe. Most people tend to keep Swipe against Zulak, but obviously ik4rus not 100% sure if this is going to be a Zulak. I say keep the Swipe. Yeah, I really like this hand.
That. He can't be sure, but the possibility is high since everyone has brought Zulak in. I think that was a very smart move by ik4rus.
Look at Trans. He's like, hey, which one draft do I play here?
I know.
He just needs the evil chuckle. I mean, he could play Possessed Villager if he's really that afraid about Living Roots. But getting Living Roots off from ik4rus is not too bad either, because he's probably going to play Knife Juggler at turn 2, unless ik4rus has both the Living Roots and Wrath.
I don't know. I think I would go with the Flame Imp. No. He's going to go with the Possessed Villager.
Yeah, this is fine too. He does have the PO if ik4rus does something really wacky with Innervate.
Show us the wackiness, sir. All right. So now Transit here. Does he go with the Knife Juggler?
I think he has to. Otherwise, he's going to play Flame Imp, and that's not going to do much. He just has to play the Knife Juggler. It doesn't make any sense to play Flame Imp and PO. He's just taking his time. He's just trying to give that impression that, hey, I have so many options that I don't know which one to choose from.
The mind games are real, man. Right. Oh, he's going to tap.
I guess he's trying to play around Disciple of Cthulhu. That is so interesting.
Huh.
Wow. No, that is actually really different from what most people would have taken. The route that most people have taken. That is so interesting. Now ik4rus is like, I guess I have to use this Disciple of Cthulhu, but it's just going to die to the 1/1 minion.
Nice. It's all Transit expected that. Okay, now the Knife Juggler is going to come out, and he can go ahead and use the Abusive Sergeant. Nope, the Flame Imp. Okay.
Flame Imp.
Oh. Got a pretty sturdy hand now, though.
I guess this is the turn for Cthulhu's Chosen. The fact that Transit tapped at turn 2 has definitely made it really difficult for ik4rus to deal with Transit's board little by little. So this juggle is so important. He has 3 chances. Oh, okay. That's a guaranteed juggle. I say take it. Let's go for the Elven Archer. Come on.
Elven Archer, go, go, go.
Why take the unnecessary risk when you have the 100% guaranteed?
I think he might just be saying, is this mind games again? Is he just staring at it?
Maybe.
Let ik4rus think that there's so many. Oh,
he's doing it for the Blood Imp? What?
Okay.
Like, most people don't even take Blood Imp against Druid because it's just going to die to swipe AoE damage. I mean, yes, it's going to buff up a minion, but okay.
Okay. I guess he wants to keep his Knife Juggler alive for as long as possible.
Yeah, and he didn't believe in his Knife Juggler. That's obvious, too. He thought, even if I get lucky with the Evil Nurture, my Knife Juggler is not going to get any work done. I'm going to have to sacrifice minion anyway, so I'm just going to do this.
And just buff up that Knife Juggler. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so ik4rus. What to do? What to do?
The Classy Ember Weaver is not too bad of a choice here. It's probably better than playing any of his other minions if he's not going to swipe. The swipe is not so juicy here.
It's not very optimal.
Yeah. He can wait a turn and do something like swipe and hero power after making some trees with the Ember Weaver.
I mean, at this point, why wouldn't you go for some of the 5-drop cards?
Because the Classy Ember Weaver actually has more HP than the taunt. Oh, okay. So ik4rus is actually gonna charge down this Knife Juggler. That was a pretty heads-up play.
Okay. So the question is then, does he get Defender of Argus? Does he use that to protect his guys?
Well,
or
you could, I guess you could Defender of Argus the Blood Imp and Abusive Surge with it to leave the rest of the ones left. But he's actually gonna life tap instead.
He's gonna
Transit
tap.
is losing a lot of tempo by life tapping so much when he has so many minions to play.
Not sure what's the combination that he's looking for at this point.
And Transit does run 2 copies of Doomguard, so usually you don't want to tap as much and then just make sure that you don't discard anything by the time you get Doomguard.
Okay. Darkshire Councilman.
But I guess Transit was telling himself, hey, like if my...
Ooh,
actually
that
that's
was
a
lucky.
good one. Yeah, because now it doesn't just die to swipe hero power. ik4rus has to use Wrath as well.
Claxy, Amber Weaver.
It is really important to keep the swipe until Zulak plays Forbidden Ritual. And that's why ik4rus is holding on to that card so much.
That makes a lot of sense. All right, well, now that the Councilman's out, with 6 knife.
So Trans can do something like Knife Juggler, Defender of Argus, which seems to be what most people go for, but Transit could also do something like Abusive Surge, and Defender of Argus.
I was also thinking, yeah. Or would you go Knife Juggler and the two
if he wasn't gonna do that, he'd probably top first, so probably not.
All right, he's gonna go ahead and.
What a cute little message that we get from HearthStone client. That's just a message that pops up every time you taunt a concealed minion for the first time on that client. So I guess no one has done that with that client.
That's cute.
Yeah, this one damage doesn't really matter. You want to keep it hidden. Whoa, actually.
What does...
ik4rus can do Azure Drake, Innervate, Swipe. Is that...
Is this the time for him to use that swipe?
Yeah, it's going to leave a Defender of Argus left at 2/2, but it's totally worth that. Yeah, this is
and
so
swipe,
good.
yeah.
How is Transit going to come back from this board now?
Oof. Dark Iron Dwarf is what he picked up. He taps again, and
I mean, he had to tap again here. I think Transit has to go face at this point, or is he going to kill the 4/5? Okay, yeah, he's going to kill the 4/5. Oh, man.
Oh, wow. That's a very tough situation for Transit to be in.
Yeah, Transit has double PO, and And if you play Doomgar, you're gonna lose all your POs.
You get to lose your POs. That's
I mean, he can play everything. He can do Abusive Surgeon, PO, and Doomgar, but that buffed up dwarf is just gonna go kill a 4/6 taunt instead of going to face.
Yep. I mean, I guess he could Abusive Sergeant, kill a taunt.
Transit could have been tapped first.
I think he's gonna have to, I think he's contemplating it.
He could tap first and hope to not discard PO.
All right, he's gonna have to get rid of one of these taunts for sure. So that's one.
Oh. This is so sad. Getting rid of both of his PO. ik4rus is happy to see both of those POs gone from Transit's hand.
Oh God. Look at the little grin on ik4rus's face. Oh my goodness, he knows exactly what happened.
There's just no way that ik4rus can lose from this.
Amazing.
Yeah, let's just play Disciple of Cthulhu and kill a 2/1 abusive and go face with everything else. Like, it's okay to leave the Doomguard up, especially because you have Cthulhu next turn and you want to buff up that minion as much as possible.
Oh gosh, and gonna go face. Yep. I think Transit knows the dire
this
situation.
card is gonna be really good at turns 1, 2, and 3, but not right now.
All right. Well, ik4rus ties it up 1-1, and so question for you then. Earlier you had said about Transit he was tapping perhaps a little too much. He had a lot of these one-drop cards in his hand already. Do you think it would have made a difference if he had played some of those instead of tapping?
Yeah, definitely. I think the life tap at turn 2, I don't think that was that big of a deal, but he was losing a lot of his tempo on the board control by doing so. Because if you play the Nutjug, like, yes, ik4rus could have used a Disciple Cthulhu and kill it off, but at least you have a 1/1 left on the board after you make the trade with Possessed Villager. So you definitely have a lot more minions to work with and a lot more targets to use a PO with. So I think it was a bit greedy for Transit to tap so much.
Well, okay, well, then on the flip side, had he played all those minions, he could have still gotten swiped out, no?
Yeah, but there are also a lot of minions that doesn't just die to swipe, and sometimes you just have to go very aggressive because Zoo has lost a lot of the death round minions and a lot of the stickiness to the board.
Okay, fair enough. We're going to have to see now that the score is 1-1. They're definitely making a closer series than we saw earlier today, and what do we see next from these two gentlemen? What do you think?
I have no idea. This is a best of 7, so they have the players have so many decks to choose from.
So many options.
Yes.
Well, Transit's really going to have to consider what's going on and pick a good deck that's going to allow him to win, but we're going to go ahead into this next game. And here we go. What is it? It's Warlock from Transit,
but
and
this is a N'Zoth Warlock.
Ooh.
And given that, we see Shadow Bolt from ik4rus, this might also be a Reno Jackson. Excuse me.
Do you need some hot 6 to help with that cough? I know.
I'm okay. Thanks for asking.
All right. Because, there's a lot of hot 6 here. Hot 6 is great. All right, so let's take a look at these opening hands.
I'm a little bit surprised that ik4rus has Possessed Villager in his deck. I mean, yes, it is a Death Row minion, and it's going to be re-summoned by a N'Zoth, but is it really worth it? You're going to get a 1/1 minion with a 1/1 Death Rattle when you play N'Zoth. So worth.
Hey, it could be, depending on the situation. We can't write it off, right? Oh.
So Shadow Bolt is actually a really clean answer against Imp Game Boss. I mean, it leaves a 1/1 Imp left, but it's as much as you can do.
Okay, Possessed Villager.
Ooh, it's a golden coin deck from Transit. I just realized that.
Are all his really?
Yeah, all his cards are golden. That's why the golden card has appeared. This guy likes to spend a lot of money on Hearthstone
I was gonna say,
and be luxurious with his children's card game. Yes, he cares about his card game.
hey, more power to him. I wish I could. I'm the one who actually.
No, I'm so jealous too. I love golden cards.
Really? I'm the one who disenchants all of them to get dust.
No love.
I like the plain old gray ones. My eyes hurt when all the animated stuff happen, you know? I'm old. I can't handle that stuff. Pictures should just be static, you know? But anyway, in this situation here...
You're only saying that because you haven't seen more like Tiny Fen in golden.
Really?
So
adorable. Don't show me. Don't show me. I can't spend more money on this. All right. What was the choice here? I don't even know if he's chosen yet or if it's just
not. He's still debating which one to choose. Void Walker's not too bad against the Possessed Villager. Flame Imp is obviously the most power to the board. PO is not too bad either to make some crazy trades. Really, any one of them is fine because he has so many good ones.
Void Walker just seems to be a lot more stable. Like, it's safe.
Yeah, and Transit thinks that this is a zoo mirror. But
yeah,
we know that.
He saw the Possessed Villager, and yeah. What's a Warlock deck without a Possessed Villager? Really, come on.
And Transit's probably a little bit skeptical because ik4rus did use Life to have a turn 2. And now Transit should be certain that this is not a zoo lock anymore. Yep, he's looking at the wall and he's like, hey,
he's like, wait a second.
What is going on?
I need to reconsider things. All right, so he's going to coin.
So now Transit is actually going to up the tempo and play as aggressively as possible because he has found out what kind of Warlock deck that ik4rus has brought. So yeah, this looks like a Reno N'Zoth Warlock.
Yeah, there's not a single card in his hand that doubles up, so I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's really imperative for ik4rus to draw into his Reno Jackson when he is in a dire situation. Also, he needs to find a lot of AoE cards. He does have Shadow Flame, but that's more of a conditional card compared to cards like Hellfire or even Twisting Nethers.
All right, well, Transit, like you said, he needs to be pretty aggressive now that he's realized what kind of deck this is. Oh, Stampeding.
Yes, he got it. That was best target.
All right. So do we defend? Oh,
wow,
really?
Is Transit gonna go?
No way.
This isn't bad, really. He did lose a Defender Vargas.
But he has another one.
Yeah, he has another one, and he's pushing a lot. He can push a lot of damage this way.
But like you said, you're right. Transit going super hard. He's he just wants to get this game done and over with as soon as possible.
And now ik4rus is like, what if I get PO'd and die to this board immediately? Like, what do I have to do? He was probably thinking of using Kieran Blooddeath, but now that the Doomguard came down, he might be forced to take a lot more defensive route instead. I personally think that ik4rus should just play his Sylvanas and, hey, if I die, then I'm just going to die.
All right. Well, Kieran Bloodhoof.
I think Sylvanas was better, especially because he has Shadow Flame at hand, so he can do something like Sylvanas Shadow Flame and take away anything that was left on the board after the Shadow Flame. I'm a little confused about why ik4rus chose to play the Kieran Blood over Sylvanas.
I mean, right now, he could do 13 damage if he goes with the Dire Alpha Wolves and the Abusive Sergeant. If he goes with the Defender of Argus, and yeah, Defender of Argus and Abusive Sergeant. I can't do math. I'm trying to do the math here. But no, he's going to go with the Dire Wolf Alpha. The +1s. Oh, and the Defender of Argus.
So there was a slight misplacement of the minions, and because Transit put the Death Runner minion in the middle, he is actually going to have that susceptible to getting his whole board swept by Shadow Flame.
But yeah, Transit just obviously next turn he's got this. It depends on what ik4rus can do with this board. Look at Transit's face. He's like, please, no, please.
If ik4rus uses Shadow Flame here, which he is kind of forced. Well, so this is what I mean. Because of Defender Argus, now even if ik4rus uses his Shadow Flame, he is gonna leave one minion on the board.
And that one minion on the board
is
with an Abusive Sergeant.
It's gonna give him lethal with the Abusive Sergeant. So this is why ik4rus had to play his Sylvanas Windrunner in the previous turn instead.
Okay, so he's gonna go with.
This is
Here
that's
we go.
lethal for Transit.
That's it. Transit has the Abusive Sergeant, and he's able to finish it off.
Oh, it didn't matter.
Wow.
But he doesn't have to let ik4rus know that he's gonna punish ik4rus as much as possible and tilt him.
Yeah. He had it in his hand. That Abusive Sergeant just was absolutely clutch. Exact lethal. 3 damage is all he needed, and Transit is going to go ahead and easily take that third game. Yes, third game. Wow, it's already been 3 games. I can't believe how fast it's going.
I mean, again, it was definitely a pretty huge misplay from ik4rus to not play the Sylvanas at turn 6 and go for the Carry Bloodtooth. That was a very risky route that he took, and he definitely got heavily punished by that. I mean, we know that Transit top decked the Soulfire,
right.
But ik4rus is probably thinking, hey, like, why didn't I play the Sylvanas in turn 6? I could have lived, and I could have actually gotten through.
He could have, but again, Transit had 2 ways of being able to do
but
damage.
ik4rus doesn't know that,
That's
so
true,
he's
that's
probably
true.
tilting from the previous match.
Oh gosh. Well, yeah, that's the game of Hearthstone, isn't it? Where hindsight is always 50-50. Ooh, that was tough. That was definitely tough. And I did enjoy watching Transit, just kind of the light bulb coming on. He goes, wait, this is not a Zulok deck. And playing accordingly and just knowing his opponent.
Yeah, just playing the Iron Dwarf and playing the Defensive Argus and Wolf and just taking it as fast as possible. And that worked for him, especially because ik4rus did not have Reno Jackson at hand.
Yeah, like when he played that June Guard, we were like, wait a second, why is he going so aggressive? And then that 5 damage really did just kind of quicken that tempo of the game. But hey guys, we're going to go right into the next game here. And the next game is going to be a Warrior versus Shaman. Warrior versus Shaman. I'm always happy when we get to see Warrior decks out here, man. Because we never ever get to.
So this is almost an aggro mirror because Dragon Tempo Warrior is almost a aggro deck, especially with the Alex Strauss's champion.
Alex Strauss's champion.
I don't think it's worth it to mull away the Zoo Drake because you have Alex Strauss champion and you don't know if you're going to get another dragon if you mull that away.
I agree. If you want to get full value out of your Alex Strauss champion, I think you should keep it.
Yeah, and I think that ik4rus is probably thinking, hey, I wish I was the one to go first instead of second because my Tunnel Trug is going to be really weak against Alex Strauss champion.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to say I would probably keep the same cards that ik4rus has here as well. And Transit looks like he may go ahead and keep all 3. And what does he get? All right, not too bad. Not great, but too bad. Finley is going to be the first card played. And what do we switch to?
Shapeshift, probably. Yeah, I like Shapeshift over anything else.
Shapeshift here, yeah, more so than the totems. Not really.
Yeah, it is an extra armor that you gain against this hybrid aggro shaman. And Trent already knows what kind of deck ik4rus is playing. I guess he's maybe debating about using the totem too.
You think so?
It's not horrible. It could be okay if you get healing totems and your minions survive, but I think I'd go for the Shapeshift.
I mean, does he need the spell? Does he?
The spell player, well, the only card that actually works in synergy would be Blood to Acre, and not so much.
Nope, that's not.
Yeah, this is a common mistake that most people make when the tempo warrior, the tempo mid-range warrior, they play a Zeus Drake, then the opponent gets really fixated on killing the spell player minion, but usually the Drake doesn't really do much in the mid-range warrior.
All right, well, Tunnel Truck comes out. He decided on the rogue daggers.
Yeah, I mean, I would have gone for the shapeshift, but I guess Transit really values that
The
2
damage.
extra mana that he can get without hero powering every turn.
Okay, well.
But yeah, usually that's not a very good hero power to choose from, especially because Warrior does run a lot of weapons themselves, and most of the weapons are going to be much better
Obviously
than
better
a 1/2
than
dagger.
Oh, what can he do? He can coin out and use, I would say coin out either maybe Tusker?
Tusker Totemic or Feral Spirits.
I mean, Tusker, maybe coin out and then hope for a Totem Golem or something.
It's not too bad to play Feral Spirits here because he does have a 1-drop follow-up in the upcoming turn. But ik4rus is really thinking this through.
He's gonna coin, and what is next? Yep, he's gonna go for the Tusker.
Yeah, this is a fine line of play as well.
And all right, not too bad. 1-1.
And a Fierce Monkey is a pretty good top deck for Transit. I don't think it's really necessary for Trans to make this trade here.
No, I would go face with this. Face, Transit.
I really want him to go face. But Transit probably has to play around something like Flame Tone Totem.
Oh gosh.
I guess trading is fine too if you're really scared about a Flame Tone Totem. Because you'd rather have your 3/2 die over the 3/4 taunt.
Of course, yeah.
So I guess he's making the trade.
Sad.
Makes me a little sad
Me
because
too.
I like smirking. But
True. Transit doesn't know that ik4rus doesn't have that flame tongue, so
this hand from ik4rus is so so weird. It's like you want to save that Urgent Horse Rider and use it with Abusive Surgeon, but at the same time you want to save the Tunnel Trogue and use Feral Spirits at turn 4 as well. Like if you use Feral Spirits here, then you are going to be left with only 2 mana next turn. And if you just play Urgent Horse Rider, it's not going to do much. It's just going to die to hero power.
does he tap here? Do you think that might be the better option? Tap and maybe an Argent Squire, or
what do you mean tap?
oh, I'm sorry, not tap. I'm looking at the hero power and I'm thinking tap.
And he only has 3 mana, so if he uses one of the 3 mana,
Oh, he's gonna go-
or minion, then he doesn't have
Okay.
any extra mana.
Feral Spirits. He wants to put some taunts on the board right now.
And this is a sick time for the Curriculum Elite and get maximum value.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
And a Finley to the face.
It's just the worst feeling when you're playing Hunter and you get Leok from Animal Companion and your opponent plays Curriculum Elite. You're so sad from that. It's like if this was Huffer or Misha, then it could
It
have
would've been-
traded at
yeah.
least.
That is probably the most disappointing beast to get in Beast Companion, though. That's what I think. All right, so what does ik4rus do at this point? He
could hero power.
he could hero power.
He does have 2 copies of Thing from Below. He could play double 1-drops.
Transit looks bored. He looks like he's falling asleep. Oh gosh, Transit, wake up!
ik4rus doesn't have a good line of play, really.
No.
It's probably I don't even know what to do here.
Just throw it all on the board.
I mean, he could actually hero power because of Thing from Below. But yeah, I actually like playing the Urgent Squire. I wonder if he's gonna also play Tunnel Truck, but he decides to play Evasive Surgeon instead and save onto the Tunnel Truck.
Gonna save that.
There's so many weapons to choose from here. The Fiery War Axe, the Ninja's First Mate. There's just so many little things to do.
Which makes me wonder. Just makes me wonder why he picked the rogue hero power.
Because he didn't have any weapons when he played Finley. But yeah, he just didn't believe in he just didn't believe himself. That is my first time looking at the Golden Ninja's First Mate. It's pretty funny. Is that green wings that he has?
I think so. Wings are fiddling and.
Oh yeah, he's hopping. There's a guy hopped onto. Wow. Transit also has Deathwing in the stack. And again, the dragon synergy is real.
Beautiful. Well done. And he can go 4 to the face at this point.
I think it's probably better to kill the healing totem, but okay.
But face! Heart of Soul. Alright, maybe I'm a little too face hungry right now, but alright, Deathwing.
So a few lines of play from ik4rus. I think he has to use Lava Burst and kill off one of the minions. I like killing the Black Moon Corruptor over the Drake, but I guess he was trying to play around Blood and ik4rus, 3 damage, 2 damage, and the weapon.
Okay.
Yeah, Slam and Blood to ik4rus, those are probably the only 2 cards that actually get spell power synergy with, so I think it was probably a better choice to kill the Blackbeam Corruptor.
Ravaging Ghoul is going to go ahead and take that out.
Even uses a hero power to flaunt his power. Well, I don't think ik4rus is very happy about that little...
No, definitely not.
Cheekiness.
I love it. I love it. The BM is real.
I mean, you have to use your mana to full potential, right?
Of course, of course. He was just trying to utilize all the mana.
Yeah.
I understand that. All right, thing from below.
Yeah, finally ik4rus does have control of the board, but
at what cost?
Time for what? Onyxia?
There's an Onyxia and a Deathwing in his hand right now.
And I like the fact that Transit has enraged his Grandma's Hellscream to set up for lethal next turn. This is it, unless ik4rus gets Taunt Totem, right?
Yep, and it's
not
not. That's going to be it. Oh, doesn't even give Transit the satisfaction of hitting his face. But after that little weapon trade there, I'm not sure if ik4rus wanted to give him that satisfaction after all.
Yeah, I'm really sold on putting Deathwing in my Temple Warrior now, especially after watching this particular match.
All right, well,
I'm also sold on the Onyxia just yet.
Not
I
yet.
don't think it's gonna work out.
All right. Well, if you do, I would love to watch and see how successful you are on using this Deathwing in your deck.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I thought this was. I mean, I knew that the Warrior was slightly favored in this matchup, but I didn't think that ik4rus was going to get stomped on so hard. But I guess that's what happens.
Maybe is this why Warrior keeps getting banned out? Just
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the Shaman, he did have a very awkward hand when until turn 3 and 4, and he was kind of forced to use a Pharaoh Spirit at turn 3, which was traded by the Quirkin lead and just got really behind the board from their point.
Yeah, and on the flip side, I think Transit did get very lucky with all the top decks that he was able to draw. But wow,
Warrior had a lot of charged minions to make trees with.
Totally understand and see why that Warrior keeps getting banned out. We really haven't been able to see much of it. Do you think Do you think ik4rus should have banned out that warrior as well?
Well, I don't know. He did bring the rogue, and maybe he is going to prove to himself and prove to himself to the audience why there was a specific reason why he banned the shaman.
Yeah. Okay. That's definitely fair.
I mean, shaman and warrior, they are both really strong classes,
Yes.
and you might as well ban either one.
All right, guys, let's head into the next game here. I believe that we've got, it's going to be Shaman and Druid now. And Transit looks super happy. I'm really curious.
He's not. He's like, oh man, I finally got Shaman against my Druid, and I'm probably going to lose this match, but I don't care.
No, he's just giggling to himself. It's actually kind of funny.
No, I think he's like, oh man, I got Shaman, whatever. I'm just going to lose this match and move on to the next one.
Move on to the next one. Let's see here. All right, so Transit's Druid.
This looks like a tempo Yaxer on Druid from what he has right now. But it really could be anything at this point.
Oh, he's going to get rid of everything. See what... Oh, very nice.
The mulch is actually really good against the Flame with Faceless that ik4rus is contemplating upon.
Okay, so we got that. And he's got the Innervate, so...
Yeah. And the Mire Keeper, so that's a wild growth effect.
Oh,
Double Faceless once again.
oh no! Look at ik4rus. He's like, how does this happen? All right. Well, let's see how this plans out. Transit. Oh,
I mean, obviously, Flame with Faceless is a great card, especially against Druid, because they can't really deal with it unless they already have a minion and use something like Wrath or Mulch. But
what
I
both
don't know.
don't know is that they both have pretty underwhelming first hands right now.
I mean, Druid, I think it's fine, but I'm a little bit surprised that ik4rus decided to keep the Faceless. I think that was very greedy, because usually Shaman win this matchup by playing the early threats like Tunnel Trug into Totem Golem, into another Totem Golem, into Pharaoh Spirits, not by having an empty board until turn 4 and putting down 177.
Oh, he's gonna start with the Fandral. Whew. ik4rus is like,
oh,
what?
ik4rus can actually get rid of this.
Rock Biter and
yeah, this
nice.
is really worth. And Transit needs Wild Growth or Innovate right now.
And does he get it? No, he does not. Hero power.
I mean, if at least Transit went for the Mire Keeper at turn 1, then he would at least have an extra mana to spend upon and put down his Fander Stagem in the next turn. But right now, Transit's head is so dead. What are you going to do? Are you going to mulch the Flame Tone Totem or the hero power that ik4rus uses? Like, no.
All right, well.
Innervate? Oh, man. And ik4rus even gets a healing totem. So there's
Hit
no
that
point
totem. Oh, no, he's not even going to.
Yeah, because it's a healing totem. There's no point.
Okay. Well, that's the first Faceless on the board. What does Transit do? Ooh.
Yeah, I guess he's just going to make the little saplings. And, ooh. That is the new legendary Hogger that was recently added. I actually really like that card. That was one of
Hogger?
There are 2 different Hoggers, and that's the new legendary Hogger.
Ah.
Yeah, every time it takes damage, it makes taunt minion, if I remember correctly. I like charging on the Strip Claw and killing the Flame Tone Totem. Yes.
Yes. Get rid of that. She's going to go face. This is very fast pace. Now that finally Transit is at the 5 mana, he can start really using his cards.
Yeah, if ik4rus gets Spell Power Totem here, then he can actually use Lightning Bolt and even play Thing from Below. So he's gonna test his luck here.
Test his luck.
Oh,
he gets
that
a
is
Stone
not the
Claw.
one. But the Taunt Totem is still really, really good. Yeah, it wasn't a spell power totem, but this is still not a 1/1 minion, so it's gonna keep him alive, keep his Tunnel Trog alive for 1 turn. But Transit got that living roots with Azure Drake.
All right, well, let's see. Another Azure Drake.
Transit even has Emperor Tharson in his deck, so maybe he has some heavier cards in this deck, like scenarios. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But right now,
ik4rus really, I mean, he's got the faceless card.
Once again, if ik4rus gets Spell Power Totem, then he can actually use Lightning Bolt here and use Thing from Below. What about Urgent Horse Rider, Lightning Bolt, the Azure Drake, and trade with Druid Claw? I like trading here because of the Healing Totem. Because if it wasn't Healing Totem, then I definitely go face. But if Transit only has Wrath with no spell power, then he actually needs to Hero Power it down and take the additional 7 damage anyway.
All right, ik4rus really needs to make this decision right now. And all right.
Yep, I agree with this line of play. He's not going to test his luck getting the Spell Power Totem once again. He doesn't think it's worth that. So Transit can draw Wrath with the Azure Drake. That would actually kill the 7/4 Faceless. He's gonna
try
go
it.
for it.
Yep. Azure Drake, and what's he get? Interesting. He's got Starfall.
What? This isn't his deck. It's not from Raven Idol.
Yep, he has a Starfall in his deck. That was actually one of the things he giggled about earlier.
Okay.
Yep.
I guess it's gonna come in handy next turn with killing the Flame with Faceless. I don't like playing the Hogger right here. I actually play a lot more minions than just that. He can
Thing from Below.
He can play everything. He can play Totem Golem, Thing from Below, and Urgent Horse Rider too.
Just kind of buff up his board.
Yeah, and just go face for 7.
Yeah, I think that might be a bit safer than putting all his eggs into one card.
I mean, obviously you're scared about swipe. ik4rus, he might trade.
You
because
think?
He is a very safe player.
Have we seen swipe from Transit yet in this game?
I don't think so.
I don't think we have, right? Okay, so there's still 2 swipes out there. Oh, he's just gonna do it.
I guess he's gonna trade this way then? Well, I mean, if he was gonna trade, then why not play a lot more minions than just 6/6?
I don't have an answer to that. All right, so he's got a 6/6 on.
Well, I guess ik4rus was trying to play around Star for a little bit by killing that Azure Drake. That's really funny. I'm sure that he wasn't even thinking about that card, but it somewhat worked for him. Is Transit going to
Emperor Tharson?
Buff up the Emperor Tharson and ask for a clean trade from ik4rus? I don't know.
Transit is considering this. He's thinking about it. Indeed.
The only question that I have... Okay, he's going to start with Raven Idol and find a spell. That's another Starfall. I mean, actually, that card is great against Shaman. You have to give him the props for that.
So yeah,
he can actually go for the second Starfall.
Yeah, no,
Right,
he doesn't. He's
not to.
Go with the Emperor Tharson for this turn.
That healing totem is so annoying, though. I mean, I guess Transit is setting up for Starfall. 2 damage to every minion next turn.
I wonder the animation. I'm trying to think if it's the same animation as the one that druids do in the game, World of
Well,
Warcraft.
if you play Heroes of Storm, Tyranda's alt looks exactly like that, the animation effect from Hearthstone.
Ooh,
Wow.
Flame Tongue.
Wait, that was a misplay from ik4rus. The misplacement. He is actually losing 8 damage to face by this way.
Oh, if he had put Tusker on the other side.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Actually, never mind. This is so much better because he can use his healing totem and Urgent Horse Rider, right? Yeah, I thought the healing totem was not attackable this turn, but yeah, I'm sorry. This actually works out for him perfectly. This was a totem that ik4rus has been waiting for. That was why he gasped. I thought he made a misplay. Yeah, with the Urgent Horse Rider, this is a clean trade. And he can play everything on his hand. Look at this board.
Wow. And the thing from below with 1 mana.
Yeah, and
Wonderful.
Starfall, it's not going to get much value after all.
Maybe you should have taken that second Starfall. Transit's trying to figure out what he needs to do now. He can definitely afford to get this loss, but one more win here will bring Transit to win.
Yeah, maybe Transit should have looked for Bloodmace Thanos from Raven Idol.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and try to get the Starfall value from there. But how does he deal with this board? I don't really see a good way to do so. And look at that Mire Keeper, so sad. That card could have been played at turn 1.
I know.
And because Transit was so greedy with his Vander stack him, for no reason, because he didn't have any cards to choose one effect with. Yeah, so he definitely got heavily punished from that play.
Oh, Transit, what are you going to do? What is your choice here?
I guess he's just killing things from below. Oh, he's actually dealing 2 damage to every minion. Okay. Did it make the board even stronger?
Well, it's buffed him up a bit. Gives him...
So how much damage is this? 20 damage from ik4rus.
$13 damage on the side of Transit.
And the Urge Squire doesn't really do anything at this point. Okay, let's start with Hero Power and see what you get. That is not the Hero Power you want to see.
It's just another body on the board.
How much do you clear? Is it worth it?
20 damage. I mean, even if he goes all face here.
Yeah, he doesn't have any source of direct damage at hand anymore.
Yeah.
ik4rus maybe has Doom Hammer. Yeah, he has both Doom Hammers left, so it might be worth it to go face with everything, but ik4rus is gonna
Clear out the board instead.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, this is fine too.
He's just going to keep using everything that he has just to keep that board alive.
Yeah, but
And
ik4rus
Transit,
did lose that 20 damage that he could have done to Transit Space, and we have to wait and see how that's gonna haunt him back.
Yeah. I, again, personally think he should have gone face with that because that would have left Transit with just 5 health.
Yeah, especially because ik4rus has 2 Doom Hammers in his deck, and he still didn't get any of the Doom Hammers yet. I think this is what I mean. Like, I think he had to go face earlier.
But at this point,
and how much trading is ik4rus gonna do this turn?
he seems to be a lot more safe of a player than Transit. I think if it was Transit, he would have gone face if the sides were swapped.
I think a lot of people would have gone face here. Really.
ik4rus is just very safe, but you know, I don't blame him. How much trading are we doing, buddy? Oh, we just sit and wait.
The Hogger definitely goes face. And then what? You could kill double slimes and go face with everything else.
Okay, he's gonna...
I think your minions definitely have to go face.
Okay, get rid of those and then use the minions.
Okay, so he only kills the slimes and goes face with everything else. Ooh.
Oh. That's...
So start with a swipe on the Hogger.
And
kill the gnoll that comes out from it.
Gets some apprentices.
Only one apprentice, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, at this point, one is still quite
I don't know where this game
nice.
is going. Does Transit take that 2 extra damage? Is it worth it? Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. He's just gonna kill Urgent Squire instead.
Wow. That went from... That just totally flipped the board around.
Does ik4rus have one more copy of Rock by Weapon left? I think so. I think we have
only seen him one.
Yeah. And I think he should also keep this Urshak against any top minion that Trans can play next turn and try to get Rock by Weapon. That is the only way he can... That seems to be the only winning play from this point. It's just me. Well, I think he should have gone face with that 20 damage earlier.
Yeah, that was...
And believe in the Doomhammer.
Too safe. And...
you know what's going to happen now? ik4rus going to draw the second Doomhammer. He's going to do it.
Right now?
Next turn.
Next turn. Just going to go face. All right, brings him down to 8. Yeah, had he done the 20 damage, man, he would have... I think he could have won this already. That would have left Transit with 5. And
yeah, keep the Urshak. There's just no point.
right.
Oh, man.
Oh. Buff up everything.
Yeah, so Transit actually can set up for lethal next turn as well himself.
That's
so
quite
it's
nice.
just a Rock by Weapon or
this is going to be GG?
I think that's it. Because even Spellper Lightning Bolt, it's not enough damage because of that one armor from Hero Power.
Oh.
Lava Burst? Lava Burst?
No.
Oh, that is pretty good. That is pretty good. He has 2 draws, Rock by Weapon or Lava Burst. Lava Burst, that is it.
Oh,
Double
he got it. He got it. Wow. Amazing. That was super close of a game, though. And now it's going to be 3-2.
Oh, man. That was a
with a
close
sigh
one.
of relief. Oh, my goodness. That was super, super close. And, you know, it makes me think, had he gone face earlier with that 20 damage, would it have gotten to this point?
I mean, I could see his point in trading because he only had Urgent Squire at that point, but you just have to believe in your deck, especially when you have 2 copies of Doomhammers in there.
Yeah, that's very, very true. And at that point, neither of them had come out yet. And I don't know, I mean, at the end of the day, he got super lucky. Had the finishing touches there to win out the game, but...
Well, he had like 3 outs there, didn't he? He had double Lava Burst and 1 Rock by Weapon. And Ancestor Knowledge in some ways, it worked out for him, definitely. But, yeah, I mean...
It was still a risky...
It was pretty risky, and this is just something that ik4rus continues to do, especially when he's playing all these aggro decks, because he doesn't like playing aggro decks. He is one of the slower control deck player, and he loves trading, he loves taking it the safe way, and sometimes it's going to come and get him.
Maybe this is why, you know, he's just been playing all the 5 sets his entire way through this entire tournament.
He's not aggressive enough.
No, he's just not aggressive enough. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if this went all 7 games, just because it is ik4rus and...
Maybe.
Yes.
So Transit only has Druid left still, and ik4rus is going to choose from either Rogue or Warlock.
Okay. And how are those matchups favorable to whom?
I think they're fine for both of them. I think the Nizoth Reno lock has a slight edge over the Druid token because they have so many AoE and they have so many heals. Rogue might actually suffer a little bit because when the Innervade and the little tokens come out constantly, they can only deal with the board a little bit at a time.
Okay. Well, we'll have to see what they decide. Transit on that Druid, he just needs that win.
Yeah, I think ik4rus is gonna start with Warlock and try to drag this match out as much as possible.
All right, well, let's go ahead and see how this next game turns out. Ooh, I think this is game number 6. Let's get into it. And you're right, Warlock.
I called it.
He's gonna take that Warlock into Transit's Druid.
Just
and
gonna
Druid.
drag this out as much as possible. Going for the 4-3 win.
Oh my goodness. And again, if it wasn't, I guess it's that's like the ik4rus style, huh?
Yeah, he just likes to play as many games as possible and exhaust the opponent.
All right, well, Transit's starting deck, he did...
Oh, Yogg in the starting hand.
But you know what? ik4rus' starting hand isn't all that wonderful either.
No, that's fine. He can just tap and wait and sit down instead.
Okay, 2 saplings to start.
Ooh, the Twilight Drake is going to be very beautiful if it does come down at turn 3 or 4 with the coin. Because Druid does not run any of the silence cards anymore.
All right, and this is ik4rus's...
Reno
that's right. Yeah,
lock.
his Reno Warlock, so it's not even a Zoo lock. You're right, drag this out.
Yeah.
Indeed.
ik4rus might use a coin and play endgame boss here. It's not too bad.
Oh, a choice.
I mean, he can tap here and try to coin out Twilight Drake also.
Harvest Golem. Okay, so ik4rus, yeah, really just seeing what he can do. He is going to coin out and
yeah, these
use
saplings
that.
are just so annoying, and you don't want to take all these little damage from them constantly. That's why he is going to put the best answer against Living Roots. Is Transit going to use mulch? He might have to. Yeah, I think he kind of well, no, yes.
No, yes.
Oh, it's a mind game again. He's just saying, hey, I have Feral Rage, but I'm going to save it. No, but that's just the worst mind game ever, because if he had it, he'd have definitely used it.
Right. Oh, well,
I
he's
guess
just going to go straight face. He knows that this is a deck that he needs to just hurry up and chip him down with.
Yeah, I guess Transit was actually bluffing that he has Wrath over Feral Rage. I have no idea what he was doing.
He's bluffing one way or the other. And Transit, I think, just really wants to see if he can play as aggressive as possible since he knows that this is a Reno lock.
Yep, and this seems to be the perfect turn for Twilight Drake. It is a 4/6. It does die to Wrath, but it's still a pretty good minion if Transit does not have Wrath. And there is no Wrath for Transit.
There is no Wrath for Transit.
So Transit is going to go for the Power Emperor Tharson turn 6. He doesn't get that much value from his hand. I mean, there's 4 minions in 1 spell, but the mulch is just 3 mana. It doesn't really matter that much. Cards like Nourish could have been a lot better.
Right.
To discount. Let's see what he can do. The Quill is pretty sick here.
Coil into the Mire Keeper? No.
ik4rus can use make an attack into the Emperor Tharson with Twilight Drake and Coil. Hellfire is not too bad, but I don't think it's worth it. Yeah, I like using the Coil.
Coil into Emperor Tharson and then trade it in. Okay.
Yeah, and get see whatever draw you get from that.
Well, no, he's gonna
Oh,
go
okay.
for
He's gonna take a
hit from that
way.
and grab an imp.
Oh yeah, this actually makes sense. So he's gonna keep his Drake healthy over having more minion in the board.
And he taps. All right. Okay. So transit, what do you do here with 7 mana?
Pretend like that Druid Claw is swipe and play Violet Teacher and swipe. I like Mire Keeper and Druid Claw. I don't know if it's worth it to get a 2/2 slime. I don't know which one's better, the 2/2 slime or the wild growth growth effect. He could even do something like Living Roots for 2 damage and hero power down the Twilight Drake.
So many options.
Yeah. I guess if you go for the Mire Keeper and Druid of Claw, then you are so weak against Hellfire, and that's why he is thinking about using the Living Roots instead.
Okay, he's gonna go with the Violet Teacher and the Living Roots here. And nice, just get rid of a big threat on the board.
Well, unlike in the past game, I think this is a perfect time to drop the Karen Bloodhoof. He already has Demon Wrath, he has Hellfire. He's not really scared about these apprentices, even after they get buffed by Power of the Wild. Even if the Power of the Wild comes out twice in a row, the Hellfire is going to take care of it, no matter what.
Karen Bloodhoof does come out. One of the apprentices goes down that's been traded.
Ooh. So Trans is playing around Siphon Soul a little bit by not playing the Ancient War, and he really wants some AoE cards to come down at this point.
That would be pretty beneficial. He gets a slime.
And the fact that he didn't go for the Wild Growth, the fact with the Mire Keeper, tells that he might want to save on the Yagg for a little bit longer. I mean, it doesn't really matter because Yagg is already at 9 mana from the Emperor Tharson, but I don't think you really want to drop the Yogg-Saron at turn 9 at this point when you have not used so many spells.
Right, just wait on it, use a couple more spells and see what Yagg can do. But we've seen in this tournament so far, though, Yagg can definitely backfire on the player who uses it. Definitely a risky card to throw out there.
Is he gonna use both Hellfire and Demon Wrath?
Just to get rid of everything?
There's a chance.
Okay, well that's one.
Right. He doesn't have to use everything. Yeah, he can just hold on to his Demon Wrath. Ooh, that is a good draw.
Just gonna quickly...
Yeah, if Transit is gonna continue with playing around the Siphon Soul, then he's definitely gonna draw from the Nourish and see what answers he can get from this.
Okay, well, swipe, innervate,
double innervate.
double innervate.
ik4rus is at 8 mana, which means that he could have Twisting Nethers and get rid of everything that is on the board. I wonder which route the Trans is going to take here. He could do something like Innervate, Swipe, Hero Power.
Innervate. Is he going to swipe?
He could, yeah, I guess
will.
so. Yeah. And he could actually kill this 2/2 minion to play around Shadow Flame. But I think it's worth it to go face here, yeah. Alright, is this the perfect turn?
He's got a bunch of apprentices here on the board.
The Cult Apothecary and the Demon Wrath is perfect answer to this board, and you can get so much heal from it as well.
Both gentlemen, just so many things going through their head right now.
I just go for it. The Apothecary and Demon Wrath after making an attack into face with a 2/2. ik4rus is so scared of Savage Roar at this point.
I think he is.
Yeah. He's just trying to cut the damage as much as possible.
Ancient of War.
I don't know what he's waiting for because I think that is just those two cards.
It's the best possible
Yeah,
combination.
it's just the best possible thing that he can ever do at this turn, and you're never gonna get so much value out of those two cards.
He's gonna tap.
Wow. All right, so he's gonna hold on to the Demon Wrath.
Cult Apothecary. All right, Raven Idol. Let's see what you can give us.
Savage Roar, let's go.
Go. Well, you know,
Another
there's the Starfall.
He already has Mulch. Naturalize, you don't really
He
want to.
did go for the Starfall.
Yeah, I think Starfall was the best case of scenario there because he already has a Mulch. Naturalize, you're going to give cards to your opponent, so you don't want to pick that card.
And then an Ancient of War is going to be his play here. I guess it's better to do that than play the Yogg.
Yeah, you definitely want to hold on to that Yogg until you're really desperate. So this is when Trans is going to get punished by Siphon Soul.
Oh dear. Okay, he's at 14. He probably wants ik4rus
Actually-
to tap.
He can't even use Twisting Nether.
Twisting Nether.
I can't really tell which one's better, Siphon Soul and Demon Wrath, or
The Twisting Nether.
Twisting Nether. Yeah. And I think the reason why ik4rus was holding on to the Demon Wrath was because he was scared of cards like Onyxia. Some people use that in their token Yogg Druid. So I think he was trying to play around that a little bit, but just trying to think which one's better.
All right.
I guess he is going to go for the Demon Wrath
Yep.
in Siphon Soul because he didn't see Onyxia this turn, so he feels safe to do so. And finally, ik4rus is winning in the HP battle. So start with a draw. He could still innervate out Yogg if you really wanted to.
Okay.
I think he has to go for it. This hand is so disappointing.
Yeah.
I think he has used a lot of spells by now.
Is he gonna go for it? Looks like he's contemplating.
Praise Yogg, Transit. Praise Yogg.
Praise Yogg.
He's gonna go for it.
All right, let's see what we get.
Okay, it's gonna kill his Yogg immediately. That's fine. Living Roots. That's okay. That's
Wow.
good. Got a draw.
Okay.
Oh, it's gonna charge? The sheep can attack now. Oh, this counter spell is actually really good. Oh,
What?
I thought it could attack, but never mind. That's good. That's good. That's actually really good.
Okay, so let's go and use that sheep first.
The counter spell is actually really big, isn't it?
All
And
right,
just having a
praise.
secret is so annoying from
It is.
the opponent's perspective because you never know which secret it's going to be. It could be really anything.
Especially from Yogg. Oh,
It could be Mirror Entity. It could be Effigy. So he's not playing around Effigy.
oh boy, what does ik4rus do here?
Tran has so much damage right now. He has 8 damage at hand.
Okay. Nazoth has been used. Now, go sheep, go.
I wonder if ik4rus didn't play Jaraxxus because he is afraid of Sacrificial Pact from Cabalist's Tome. So unlikely, but maybe that's why he didn't play Lower Jaraxxus. Oh no, he was trying to play around Mirror Entity. I have no idea what's going on in these players' minds after the Yaksurin.
These kind of need to organize our thoughts here now that Transit has a ton of different options to do.
Yeah, with the Azure Drake, he can actually deal a lot of damage with his Frostbolt and Iceland's combo.
Alright, we'll go with the Violet Teacher, and then
finally the mulch comes down. And put ik4rus at 10 HP. And we have to remember that the secret that Transit has right now is Counterspell. Oh,
okay, thank you. I actually was going to ask you.
The card that can cheaply get rid of the Counterspell. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you can actually do
Power Overwhelming.
PO and I don't know. He can do like pretty much anything at this point. I have no idea what he's gonna do. He could use Twisted Nether after the PO.
Ten damage. All right.
But okay, Transit has Azure Drake and Frostbolt, Iceland's, and Hero Power, which represents 10 damage. So ik4rus has to deal with this board and heal or set up taunt immediately.
All right, he's gonna use the Power Overwhelming. Oh,
okay. He checked the console. He doesn't have much time. He has to keep going as much as possible.
I don't know. Does he have
faster.
it? Yeah, go, go, go.
That's
He's
lethal.
just gonna go.
That is lethal, isn't it? That is lethal
That
from
he-
Transit.
Oh!
Transit won. Okay, Azure Drake, Frostbolt,
That's gonna be it.
Iceland's, and Hero Power. How are these the
Wow.
freaking 2 cards out of 3 from the HearthStone? Just how?
Yep. And the final one. He's just gonna go and give it the finishing touch, finish off that game. The score is 2-4. ik4rus unfortunately does not get to go all 7 games, but wow, what a win from Transit.
I mean, I have to say, praise Yog. This is what Yaksurin can do.
Praise Yog indeed. Oh my goodness.
They were so crazy. How can you actually get Frostbolt and Iceland's, the combo cards from the HearthStone, and get the Azure Drake top deck after that?
We've seen crazier things. I have to say, we have definitely seen crazier things happen here at the HearthStone Inven tournament.
I
So
really like Yaksurin as a card. It's such a fun card to cast and watch and play with.
it
Oh
is.
my gosh.
I think it's fun if you're on the winning end of it.
Definitely.
Yeah, if you play it and you're like, oh no, why did I play this? You know, then there's an issue. But very well done by Transit. He definitely got the good draws that he needed and ends up winning this. ik4rus still does very well. He had won 2 of them, but you know what? Hey, the Druid deck finally prevailed. He was able to win with that. Transit was finally able to win with it.
Yeah, so good for Transit. So Transit and, who was it, Togo, they're the people who are in the winner's bracket right
Yep.
now, but the other 2 players, they're not completely out yet because this is a dual elimination.
Yep, and next week we're going to go ahead and have the winner's bracket and loser's bracket again. Make sure that we get the right players to go ahead and head into the finals.
Yes.
No one's set just yet. It's going to be Dogok versus Transit for the winner's bracket, and then the other 2 players we're going to have for the losers, and then we'll figure out who gets to go to the finals for those 15 points and 5 million won. So super exciting. Days are going to be coming up soon, and yeah, wow, what a day. I'm a little part of me is disappointed that ik4rus didn't get to go all 7 games because that's just what he's been doing this whole
I know.
time.
He
But
should have gotten that 4-3 win victory, right?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Anyway, but I think that's going to be it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will. Oh,
We should actually watch the result from tonight.
oh, that's
from
right.
tonight
We're going to go
before
to the result.
we head off.
Yes, we are. Let's go ahead and take a look at the results soon. As I think they're getting that ready for us now, and we'll get to see how things go. Dogok again didn't get to have a clean sweep. So again, as
He almost did. He
yeah,
almost did.
but as the tournament goes further and further. I mean, it's just showing us that each of the players are really taking this seriously, and there is no easy opponent anymore.
Well, okay, maybe we're gonna see something more different and fun, like Astro Community again.
You think so?
I'm still crossing my fingers for Astro Community. He has so much impactful games.
Yeah, but that was Tail.
It was Tail.
Tail's not here. I think the players left now, minus Transit, are ones who want to make sure that they have the tried and true, like, we'll win them games kind of things. It's serious now.
Yeah, it is. But Transit, going back to that cheekiness and putting in that little tech curse like Starfall.
Yeah.
And even the lineups itself, he brought the Rogue and Mage, just like the little things that other people try to stay away from. He is definitely trying to impress the crowd and get more fans this way.
Well, definitely, he's definitely impressing people right now, and it's like the old school comeback kind of thing. You know, he's trying to make it back into the tournament, get a name for himself again, and taking down, you know, if you can take down giants like people in Team Sunbee, he's definitely, people are going to notice that.
Yeah, and I think he has already beaten people from Team Sunbee already from the rounds of 16.
Yeah, but just continuously further on in this tournament. Let's take a look at the results for today. I think they're now ready for them. Oh, they tell us they're ready.
The Korean casters are still talking.
They're still talking.
So we talk a little bit more too.
We should. They're signaling that it's ready, but it's okay. We will go ahead and talk about the next play-ups and the results. Here we go. Dogok versus Lojum. It was 4-1. Lojum with that kind of hopeful win with that Warlock deck, but alas, at the end of the day, he was not able to do it. And then Transit versus ik4rus, 2-4. And it was very back and forth for a while, but here we go, guys. Winners bracket, it's going to be Dogok versus Transit next week. And in the losers bracket, it's Lojum versus ik4rus, and we will see who makes it to the finals. That's right, here it is. That's going to be next Thursday, July 21st at 7 o'clock KST here in Seoul, South Korea. Best of sevens, Dogok versus Transit, and Lojum versus ik4rus.
Once again, I'm really happy for the players because they do get one extra week
Yes.
to really find out what decks they want to play and just get a lot of time to practice.
Yeah, it'll be really good. I'm super glad. Hopefully the guys who are playing yesterday and today can get some rest over the weekend before really thinking about what decks they want to do. But that will be it. Now that we've seen the results, everyone, we will see you again next week and see who makes it through the winners and losers match. So have a very good night.